Next, DERRICK J speaks to the General Manager of Dilmah Australia, Bill McEvan, about the Dilmah High Tea Challenge.
Dilmah Tea is a brand needs no introduction. It's with great pleasure I'd like to introduce Mr. Bill McEvan, the General Manager for Dilmah Tea, who's going to talk to us about High Tea Challenge. Good morning and welcome to our program.
Thanks, Derek, and thanks for having me on.
Bill, first of all, what was the purpose of Dilmah having this High Tea Challenge?
Well, the real High Tea Challenge for Dilmah is quite significant, Derek, in terms of location and timing for Dilmah. Dilmah was launched here in Australia 24 odd years ago by Mr. J. Fernando, the owner and founder of the business. So we've brought the competition into the Australian market to engage consumers across not only the general public in terms of the housewife and mums and dads, but also the professional culinary hospitality trade. So it gives an opportunity for those individuals to participate with the Dilmah product in terms of tea-infused menus and serving tea, food matching, and preparing a real high tea because it's making a bit of a resurgence in the Australian marketplace.
Yeah. We were quite impressed. Last year we were there and watching the High Tea Challenge, and I was quite impressed how different types of teas being served and the judges. Now, judging, is it a very hard thing for the judges to get the winners on this particular competition?
Well, we were fortunate last year that the competition was of a very high calibre, and the judges will tell you it's a very difficult job, but for you and I standing back, it looked pretty easy. The competition is run under strict criteria, so it's based on marking in terms of serving, preparation, background and understanding of the meals and also the use of tea. So the three judges that, again, will be running the competition this year are Mr. Fernando, Mr. Fernando's son. Yeah. Also Mr. Burnt Uber, who resides here in Melbourne, who's a black hat chef here in Victoria. Yeah. He'll be joining us again, as well as Mr. Peter Kuravita, who's a bit of a celebrity chef these days. You've probably seen him on a few other stations promoting his TV show. Correct. So the guys work under a strict criteria, and the competitors understand the criteria they're going to be marked on. And the competition last year was of a very high calibre and high standard. Okay. Now you started off your competition here in Melbourne at the Melbourne Hilton. Yes. And did that same concept go to other states? Yes, we did, Derek. We launched here in Melbourne because it's the home of Dilmah Tea here, and there's a wonderful expat Sri Lankan community here who've been very supportive of Dilmah over the years. So we launched here at the Hilton. We use primarily a majority of the Hilton properties around the country, so we went to all the major capital cities. We started here in Melbourne, then we went over to Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane and Sydney, and used the Hilton properties. And the reason for that was that Hilton have recently become a partner with Dilmah in terms of offering and serving Dilmah tea in various formats and fashions throughout their properties. And it seemed appropriate that we're launching our inaugural high tea that would be good to go into a Hilton hotel group that have also supported Dilmah and continue to do so to this day. So that's the reason behind it. And also I was told it's getting very, very popular these days. Huge resurgence. As I was mentioning to you earlier on, I've just did a bit of travelling over the last couple of weeks, and I've been around the countryside and been to some five-star properties, hotels, and they're just getting inundated with bookings for their high tea functions. I mean, they're turning people away. They're that popular and that successful. Yeah. And one of the pleasing aspects is that it's not only popular and successful, but they're also, the consumer is getting an opportunity to consume and enjoy good food with Dilmah tea. So it was very, very pleasing. Okay. Now for the Australian competition, which state won the competition? Last year we had professional and consumer winners. And from a professional element, we had 3 gold medal winners who went through to Sri Lanka. There was a great entry from WA, Perth, Western Academy. 2 guys who are actually trainers and teachers to culinary students. Yeah. They actually knocked our socks off. They were one of the recipients. There was also another gold medal winner out of New South Wales, and also, if memory serves me correctly, there was another one out of Queensland. From a consumer side of things, the competition and the calibre of the entries was such high standard. We were originally only going to give away 1 prize, but we ended up giving away 2 because the 2 winners were we couldn't separate them in terms of the quality of their presentation and the product. So, and they were very very pleased about that. So they had a wonderful time up in Sri Lanka. Okay.
Now, is this high tea challenge is going to be taken to other countries also this year?
Well, I sort of being very unmodest here, I'm saying based on the success we had here in Australia last year that Mr. Fernando and his son Dilhan have decided to roll the competition out into other countries. So we'll commence the Real High Tea events here in Australia again in August and September of this year, and then they'll roll through to New Zealand, and then after that it'll be through to Singapore. Then in the new year of 2013 the plans are to have European competitions. So at this stage they're talking about this will all culminate in a grand final within 18 months in Sri Lanka with all the winners from around the globe dealing with Dilmah Tea, presenting their winning entries.
Now, you've been the general manager for Dilmah here in Melbourne or for Australia?
For Australia,
okay.
Yes.
And this year event, how can our viewers enter this competition?
Well, look, we've opened up the entries or the website, which is the best way to enter, on realhightea.com.au.
Okay.
We've opened up the website, and it's been open now for a couple of weeks, and we're now starting to get a flood of entries from particularly professional entrants. Those who competed last year who missed out on getting a gold medal are keen to come back and chance their arm and win a gold medal. And those who won gold medals last year, they're also keen to go back to back in premierships, so to speak. So we're getting a good high level of interest from the professional sector, but we'd like to see a little bit more engagement from the consumers. That a lot of wonderful recipes came through from last year's entrants.
Okay.
There's a lot of talented people out there who are not necessarily trained in culinary and hospitality, but come up with wonderful tea-infused menus and ideas about serving a real high tea.
Okay. For more information, can they go onto a website as such?
Well, dilmah.com.au would be a good website to go to, which is our home-based website, and that's got a lot of information about not only Dilmah, but what we do and how we go about our business in this country. And from that, they can get some more information about the company. Yes, absolutely.
Have you got a particular date you'll be having this high tea challenge this year?
Entries close on August the 6th. So we've still got another couple of weeks to go, and this evening before I left the office, we'd registered another 13 entries into the competition, which is good. Okay. So we're slowly building on a daily basis, and look, our target is to have in each capital city at least 16 professional teams, and teams are made up of constitute 2 individuals. It's normally food and beverage or a chef presenting and representing their property and also the real high tea menus. And then from a consumer, they can enter or have a partner give them assistance. So August the 6th, we'd like to see a few more of the general public get involved and have a bit of fun and get engaged with Dilmah and what we're doing.
Bill, will you be able to briefly tell our viewers what the prize is all about?
I'd love to, and the prizes are very attractive. From the consumer perspective, the overall prize winner, the Gold Star nominated winner, will receive a trip for 2 to Sri Lanka. Okay. Well, they'll get an opportunity to present their winning entry to not only Mr. Fernando and his family, but also experience the wonderful tea trails. On the other side of it, from a professional aspect, there will be 3 winners, 3 Gold Star, gold medal winners, who will be invited to also come to Sri Lanka and spend a week up in the tea fields and present their winning entries at, I believe, one of the finest establishments in Colombo, the Hilton Hotel, where they have a Gold Star winner already in-house, and he'll be very keen to see some of Australian challenges.
Okay, definitely there'll be many viewers from our station who will be delighted to enter this competition. And let me thank you, and it's been very interesting talking to you, Bill.
Likewise, and I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Okay.
The way we're doing it is travelling around the country and tasting lots of tea, looking for that perfect cup of tea, but it has to be paired with a food that goes well, not only with the tea, but is infused with tea. Contestants are organised by consumer. The other side of the competition are professionals. Now these people we expect a lot from. They come from restaurants and hotels all over Australia and eventually all over the world, and we're expecting a very high level.
And so our intention with the Real High Tea Challenge is to partner with all this culinary talent and to present something very compelling. It's about putting the tea back in the high tea occasion.